Welcome back to the Corbin Report. I'm talking about NFC East trade request. Former number three overall pick in past draft shows he still has it in the Hall of Fame game. And NBA stars sign extensions with their current teams. Starting off in the NFL and the NFC East is a star defensive player for the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons has made a trade request, and according to an article from NFL.com, Parsons does not want to be in Dallas. This is all after no movement in contract talks. I would say Parsons is a key piece to this defense, and last season he had 30 solo tackles and 13 assisted tackles, with 12 tackles for loss and 23 quarterback hits and 12 sacks, according to ProFootballReference.com. He has only been in the league for 4 years, and in his career, he's had 52 and a half sacks, 172 solo tackles. That's quite a lot for 4 years. You can do the math there, 172 divided by 4. 64 assisted tackles, so he gets a lot of tackles by himself. 63 tackles for loss, and 112 quarterback hits. So he gets to the quarterback. And 9 forced fumbles. This is weird because in that same article, they said Parsons was reporting for off-season workouts. What team do you think he should go to that he would help fit in their system? Now, I'll stay in the NFC East, but head over to the offensive side of the ball. Also, according to NFL.com, there are already articles on where he should go. Wide receiver Terry McLaurin of the Washington Redskins is in a training camp holding as he asked for a trade as contract talks have become stagnant right now. McLaurin requesting a trade from the Redskins. This came as a surprise to me. I did say the Redskins would win the Super Bowl with the roster they have in Debo, Zach Ertz, McLaurin, Eckler, Robinson, Daniels, and everyone on the defensive side of the ball. Without McLaurin, I think it makes it harder for them to get there because McLaurin is the number one receiver who would be paired with Debo, and without him, who is their number one receiver? Debo or someone else? Yes, they have Jaden Daniels who can make plays, but McLaurin helped the team and complimented them. I was thinking if he went to the Eagles, and so did Parsons, and the Eagles could repeat as Super Bowl champions. But with their defense losing key pieces, it's difficult but possible. For the 5th year in a row, McLaurin had a 1,000-yard season, and this time with a consistent starting quarterback and the team's franchise quarterback. McLaurin was targeted 117 times, had 82 catches with 13 touchdowns. And the only time he didn't have a 1,000-yard season was his rookie year, where he still went over 900 yards at 916 yards. In his career, he has been targeted 726 times, had 460 receptions for a total of 6,379 yards and 38 touchdowns. Last season, he had the most touchdowns he's had in a season. And let's not forget he's played with multiple different quarterbacks, and Daniels is his first consistent starting quarterback. Now we'll move on to one of the first games of the preseason of the NFL season, but preseason. The Hall of Fame game between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Detroit Lions. I agree with the article I saw that says Trey Lance has a big game. The parts of the game I saw him play, he looked good, and he did look like he was trying to be a pocket passer and only ran out of the pocket when he needed to. In the game, he threw for 2 touchdowns, 120 yards, and completed 13 passes out of 20 attempts, which is efficient. The Chargers' defense was doing good as well with 3 interceptions on the night. And yes, they destroyed the Lions. Yes, it was preseason and not all starters played, or not. I don't know if any starters played, but preseason usually sometimes starters play, sometimes they don't. It just all depends on the coach and the team. Sticking with football, one team adds what I think is another weapon to the arsenal for their quarterback. The Cincinnati Bengals signed tight end Noah Fant. They already have Mike Gesicki, so now they have another good tight end in Fant. They can play Fant and Gesicki together, as they're both number 1 tight ends. Kind of like I say how I believe Chase said it. Him and Higgins are 1A, 1B. That's the same for the tight ends now. But we'll have to work hard. Fant will have to work hard to take a Gesicki spot unless they play at the same time. They both can catch the ball, and Fant can block. Seattle did lose a good player, while the Bengals got someone. He may not be the answer for them making playoff push, a Super Bowl run, but he sure can help. And then the Bengals offense just keeps getting better, it looks like. And I know the running back Chase Brown, once they lost Joe Mixon at the same, I don't feel like the same unless he was hurt and I haven't seen him play someone else. I still feel they need a running back, and then unless Chase Brown proves himself. That wasn't in my script, just decided I was going to say that right then and there. Now let's move on to basketball. Still on the East Coast. We'll stay on the East Coast. We'll move to New York. Miles Bridges signs an extension for 4 years and $150 million with the New York Knicks. The Knicks did make the playoffs last season, and they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to Indiana Pacers, who ended up losing to the champions, Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes, I know it's weird. The Knicks actually did good. And we're usually talking about how they're the laughingstock of the NBA, or one of them. The Knicks keep a guy who they traded and became a key core player of their team and rotation. And in the playoffs, let's not forget, against Boston, he made 2 critical defensive stops in 2 different games to help the Knicks steal the games on the road against the Celtics. New York has finally done something right. When is the last time we have heard of the Knicks making the right decision and not getting laughed at? It's been a while. According to ProBasketballReference.com, last season, Bridges averaged 17.6 points, 3.7 assists, averaged a 7.2 field goal made out of 14.4 attempted for a 500 field goal percentage. Staying in basketball, let's move over to the western side of the ball. Another star player signs a big extension, and it's point guard Luka Doncic. Of course, I can never say his name. He signs a 3-year extension with the Los Angeles Lakers, according to NBA.com article. It looks like to me the Lakers are wanting to keep him, and they want to stay, and they want him to stay, as when they traded for him, they were preparing for the future. It looks like that's what they're doing. And his extension is for 3 years, $165 million. And last season, Luka averaged 8.1 rebounds, 7.5 assists, and 28.2 points per game, a near triple-double every game. He played for 2 teams last season, the Mavericks and the Lakers, and he stayed consistent with those numbers. The Lakers just drafted a rookie who can be part of the future if they keep him along with Luka. Make a run, and LeBron probably has 1 more year left, as it may be his last year, and they traded for DeAndre Ayton, center, who's also young. As a Lakers fan and a sports analyst, what I consider myself, I say that the Lakers are looking to win now and not wait, as the West is always tough, and it looks like they are making the right moves. They still have a bench. I say the defense. I say the bench is more defensive oriented than offense, but defense leads to offense. And their starters are more offense oriented, and they have young veterans and one old veteran in LeBron, or should I say older veteran. And then their bench is pretty young. And then also in LA, the Clippers and Lakers keep making moves, and for the better of both teams. And yes, the Clippers are a little older, we've heard, but it depends also on their lineup, who they're starting, they're not starting. If both teams are healthy, we'll see what they can do. They still got skill, all of them. They're in the league for a reason. So let's see how these teams do, both LA teams. Clippers now have their own arena, so we'll see how it works out this season. Want to hear something on the show? Comment below and subscribe to the Corbin Report on YouTube and Spotify. Also follow on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you everyone for listening, and thanks everyone for the feedback. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.